Alright, today we are installing the Nautic Laugic NL2, which is a GPS-based system. The kit comes with some color instructions, comes with a little module in the wiring harness, and then we're going to install it into our 1998 Malibu Sunsetter VLX. So let me get everything opened up here, and we'll jump right in. Okay, so we're in the boat. The first thing I'm going to do is remove all of the screws that hold the dash in place. The whole dashboard is going to pop out so we can get to the connections. So there are screws. There's one here, 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 and there's 1 and 2 down at the bottom. So I'm going to open those up first, then we'll get the next step. Okay, so we got the dash off, and what I'm going to do is there's 2 speedometers here. So there's a left one and a right one. What I'm going to do is disconnect the left one, and that's going to be the one that's powered by the NL2. The right one I'm going to remove later to add perfect pass, but for now, we have to disconnect the plug on the left one, and our new harness is going to plug in right to this connector, and then it's going to have a plug that goes right into here. So here's the box. This is the NL2. This is the main power to it. So you see there's 2 plugs here. There's this wire that's kind of taped on. This is to calibrate it. So you'll calibrate this to your speedometer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this from under the dash, run the 2 wires up, and just kind of plug them into this harness. So one of them goes to this connector, the other one will go right to the back of the speedo. To do this, like I said, I'm going to mount the box under the dash first. That way I can easily access it. Alright, so I got the one connector here. This is the connector that went right to the speedo. So I plugged in the NL2's harness there. And then the next one, this just goes right to the back of the speedometer. So I didn't actually mount it under the dash yet. You can kind of see it's hanging here, so I can calibrate this first, get these wires, and then we will mount it after we calibrate. All right, so next step, we're ready to calibrate this. So what we're gonna do is, you see these 2 wires that came with the NL2, we're gonna actually touch them together at different intervals, and it's going to basically calibrate the gauge to do it. So it follows, it's a real nice set of instructions that go into this. So what you have to do is you have to turn the dash lights on first. You'll see that this is the only gauge that's not lit up now because the NL2 now controls the lights behind it. That's kind of an indicator. So what I'm going to do is follow the steps in the guide, and it's basically going to have you turn on your ignition, touch these wires together at different intervals. So it's 11 miles per hour, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45, just to set it so it knows the positions on this exact gauge. So that's the steps. We're going to do that now. Okay, calibration is complete for the gauge. I mounted the little GPS receiver right here, right at just under the corner of this little air vent. I'll go underneath and just kind of show you the view from down below. All right, so here is that air vent. This is where the receiver wire comes down. I zip tied the extra wire right here, and then this little box is the NL2. So I mounted it with a screw and a zip tie up here to the wire loom by the MDC. So everything should be good. We'll do a test of this outside and make sure that it turns on, but everything else should be good, ready for a water test. That's it.